Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus, again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. First, let me begin by telling you that I did go to traffic court on Monday, and they state asked for a continuance. Usually, when you go and if I don't appear, I lose by default, or if my accuser does not appear, I win by their default. But some strange reason this time they decided to give an extension to the state. And the reasoning possibly is because for several tickets I've gotten, usually the guys don't appear and I win, so maybe they're tired of that. They may be giving me the wrong message. Or perhaps another investigation is going on and they want to see what kind of stuff they can get on me. Maybe they want to check the emails, check the taps on the phone, or you know how they collect information nowadays, all of the illegal information. They might just want to get it together and see if they got something on me so they can kind of shut me down before I really start being heard. I don't know. I'm just speculating. I'm not saying that this is happening. Well, anyway, that's the status of that. They want me to come back to court in 4 months. It's okay. It gives me a chance to keep on telling you what I'm telling you and to do what I plan to be doing. Okay, now let's leave that alone and go to the next step. Ladies and gentlemen, the problems of our nation, the problem that we have as a people, is much bigger than Donald Trump. We've been focused on Donald Trump so much till we forget and fail to recognize what's going on. That was evidenced in the election when they were having the campaign. People were focusing on Donald Trump's whatever his activities were, whatever. They just focused on Donald Trump, and not cared anything about what is supposed to be important to the nation. And as a consequence, Donald Trump ended up being the next your president. And right now we're still focusing on anything that Donald Trump is saying, this, that, and other. This thing is bigger than Donald Trump. It's bigger than the Republican Party. It's bigger than the Democratic Party. This thing, let me get this camera before it falls apart. Yes, buddy. We don't want this baby to fall. Anyway, it's much bigger than that. In fact, it's bigger than just the United States of America. The problems exist all across the globe. And as long as one problem exists, it is a necessity for the rest of the problems to exist. It's guaranteed to exist. As long as one nation is getting over on its people, it's going to be trying to get over on some other nation, and this thing is going to be passed around. That's the way that ball bounces. Now, what we are really dealing with, ladies and gentlemen, is what's good and what's not so good. What's proper and what's not so proper. What's some might call loving and what some might call the anti-loving. Some might call it what's good, bad, or godly, or ungodly. But the truth of the matter is that the world and all of its people were put together so that everything can be kosher. Everybody can be satisfied and all things could be satisfied. In other words, peace could exist. Prosperity could exist. And there are principles that are in play that allow that to happen. There has been an alternative to that, which has to do with forget all of that and bring it down to a focus of either selfish or us or ours. In other words, that is legitimized by saying that our way is better than that, or we are better than they. And in order to try to prove it, you end up causing all kinds of problems because you start doing what the Bible says thou shalt not do. Thou shalt not be false witnessing, thou shalt not be stealing. And what you're doing, you're trying to say the individual shouldn't steal, but that same statement says that the people, the nation, the country, the world should not be stealing. Humans should not be stealing from the animals, and vice versa. What I'm basically saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, it has been given to us. If we want peace, if we want prosperity, if we want joy, it has nothing to do specifically with the United States of America. The only thing that a role that America plays in it is to do its part at home, to make sure that all of its people are taken care of, that none of them are hungry, that none of them are homeless, that none of them are shelterless, that none of them are without the adequate health care and education, and that none of them are without careers of their own choosing. America, that's your responsibility to your people. And that right there will keep you busy. But not just useless business, not just aggravated business, but joy busy. Joy busy because you're doing exactly what you want to do, and what you want to do is not just, it's been designed. And in doing that, the outcome will be exactly what I've just described. And then, my friends, you become a light unto the world. Now, what I've been trying to get you to see all the time is this. When you go to these rallies and people are complaining about this and that, you got a group of people that come together, but usually they come together on a specific banner. And all these other people just come together saying we're supporting it. But that's no damn good. What you need to do is for everybody that came together under that one particular banner turn around and say we are supporting one another. And rather than go ahead and argue about satisfaction for this one particular thing that we came together for, we're going to then argue that all of this, it gets satisfied. That you find the reason, you find the solution to the problem. And what I'm basically saying to you here in America, I'm saying to the people all over the world, that's what you got to do. You got to find a solution. You can't go in there and say, well, this works for me, and I'm not going, I can't understand that, so we just throw that out. No, my friend, you can't throw that out. You can't throw that out. Because if you throw that out, you deserve everything that they are going to receive. You deserve it. Because you're planting the seed for it to exist. And I guarantee you it'll go around. I guarantee you it'll go around. And it will get back to you. Unless some love comes through somebody before it gets back to you. And this time you support it. That's the only way you will avoid it. Now, what you got? God's way. I'm just going to say God's way. Because God's way is about the only way that works for every human being on the face of the earth. If you apply God's way in socialism, it would work for everybody. Because in socialism, applied God's way, there would be no poverty, no crime, no violence, no terrorism, no war. And everybody would have their housing, they'd have their food, they'd have their clothing, they'd have their education, they'd have their health care, and every last one of them would have a career of their own choosing. That's what they would do if they applied God's way under socialism. That would be the outcome if they applied it under communism. That would be the outcome if they applied it under democracy and capitalism. That would be the outcome if you applied it under a dictatorship, if you applied God's way. And it works for everybody. That's how you know it's God's way. But anything that does not work for everybody is anti-God's way. And anywhere it continues to go continuously, there is no one excused from supporting the anti-God's way. If you are in a church, if you're in a mosque, if you're in a temple, anywhere in the world, wherever you congregate, and that kind of treatment is going on, not in your country, but not only in your country, but you can't say nothing about anybody else's country if it's happening in your country. If it is happening in your country, your religion, your faith ain't worth the salt in your bread. Now you can put that in your pipe and smoke it. The only thing that makes you worth anything is your love for one another. Because your love for one another is an expression of your respect for God and not your fear of man. I think I said enough. Bye-bye.